I can make you over $100,000 this year in wholesaling real estate. And that is my intention in this video. And that is my intention on this live stream. This is my intention for you to make over $100,000 this year in wholesaling real estate. In this video live stream, I'm going to show you exactly how you can make $100,000 per year. And I'm going to show you how I can do it for you. And really, this whole topic today, the whole reason I wanted to have a conversation with you today is because I did one very interesting thing Friday, Saturday. I did one very huge thing that changed my mindset on exactly how I wanted to talk to you today, on exactly what I wanted to do with you guys today, and most importantly, everything you guys need to know for you to make over 6 figures in wholesaling real estate. Guys, on Friday, Saturday, I have a very top secret project that I've been working on probably for the past 2.5, 3 months, I would say. Just thinking about it and really putting in action this week. One of the craziest projects ever. And in one of these projects, which I'll reveal a little bit of it at the end of this video today, but I had a conversation. I had a chance to interview over 50 wholesalers making all ranges of income. Okay. People making at least 6 figures. You guys saw a little bit of some announcements in the Facebook groups, things like that. But really, on this top secret project, I interviewed wholesalers making $100,000 per year. And I went up and I found wholesalers making $1.2 million per year at the highest end of the spectrum that I was dealing with. Then some 2 to 3 million, but these are people I already knew and they weren't going to be part of the projects, people I talked to regularly. But $700,000 per year people, 600,000, 250, like a wider range, over 50 people. And basically all day Friday, Saturday, I was able to interview them. I was able to talk to them. I was able to see what makes them tick, how their entire operations run, front to back, no recordings, right? Just legit from my cell phone. I made everything super private, like just raw, And this is information that I swore secrecy not to really talk about with their specific business because they're in secret markets doing very, very secret stuff that I can't specifically reveal in this video today. But I can reveal some things that are going to be a little different, right? And what I could say is I went no holds barred, right? I like to record things and then share it with you guys in public, but I gave a full private thing because this was part of a huge project I was working on. And after speaking with 50 of these wholesalers all over the country, all walks of life, everything's different about every single one of them. Personality-wise, business-wise, market-wise, all these people, right? About 25 a day, Friday through Saturday. That's where I took a lot of my time. Hour phone calls, 20-minute phone calls, all this for my secret project I was working on, which I'll tell you guys in the future. And then this really sprung something in my mind that, I talk about one thing a week. And the main thing was I was like, you know what? I would say about 80% of those people I interviewed were people that legitimately, organically made their first 100K from my content, from freewholesaling.com, learning from me and Rick, and really starting from the mud, really, like starting from no money at all, nothing. And there's some people that kind of started before me and, during my times and, people 20 years old making 300K a year and people 50 years old, making 100K, right? Like all walks of life here. And really after having these conversations, after speaking with these wholesalers and really seeing what ticks for them, their passion, some of their non-passions, what they hate about this business, what they love, really everything you possibly can think of, it really got me thinking. It's like, these people are the epitome, right? These people are what most people right now watching this video are striving to be. They want to be part of those people, right? And I know a good amount of those 50 are actually watching this video right now, which is kind of funny. They knew who I'm talking about. I kept it at 50. I had about 200 people, but I kept it at 50, okay? And really what I could tell you is I thought about one thing. And one thing, like these were the people that everyone was striving to be. These were the people everybody wanted to do. These were the people. And what I can tell you right now, and this is so important for everybody listening, if you have not hit 100K yet, I want to have a deep dive conversation with you. And I want you to compare yourself to these people. I want to see what I've done to fail you, what I've done to support you. And really talking to all these people, I feel great. You're like, oh, I helped you so much. Everything I do is perfect. But there are people on the other end that haven't hit that 1.2 million listening for me, haven't met that 250,000 listening for me, right? It's crazy, right? And I think a lot of wholesalers have a weird mindset about a lot of things. And what I want to do is just take a very simple, easy poll, right? And this is going to be really kind of a comical one, but this is the truth. But like everybody watching this, who wants to make 100 grand? Just put a hands up or say I, or I would like to, or I want to, or whatever it is. Who wants to make $100,000 per year? Who wants to do it, right? I would probably say me asking that question is pretty, it's a rhetorical question. I truly believe that 100%, 99.9 wants to make 100 grand or even more this year, right? Like it's pretty obvious, I can see in the chat, me, I want to make it, right? So like, obviously, most people watching this, they want to be at that point. They want to make more, they want to make less, they want to make it, okay? That is the goal for all these people watching. Truth is a lot of people aren't. And I want to bring everybody up to that level. And after me interviewing those 50 people, I really realized a lot of the stuff that they did, it wasn't exciting. I don't know how to say that in the best way. I don't know how to say that in the nicest way. But a lot of the stuff they did was super boring. Like and I'm a guy that loves wholesaling, right? Like oh my gosh, cold calling, talk about it, right? Like it gets me excited, but like it's the boring stuff, right? That meant a lot of those people to just hit that switch, right? And these are people in all walks of life, all markets, everywhere, right? And it was kind of fascinating. And so me talking to these people, super secret project, pretty cool. And I realized, I've helped a lot of people get to this point, but I know I can get you there. I truthfully, in my heart of hearts right now, I know I can get you there. I've helped so many people get there. And because I do it for free, because I help you get to that point, because I help the world get to that point, that it will bless me, it will bless you, and it will bless your family. And so the question is, how do I get you there? How do I make 2023 the year you do it? And I can tell everybody watching this, the first step is thinking it will happen, knowing it will happen. And I hate the whole cliche of manifesting it to happen. But really, this is the year you make or break it, right? And I get you all foo-foo, rah-rah, excited about making 100K this year. But really, let's get practical. Like, let's really talk about the realness of this business. Let's talk about the realness of how you can get to it. And the way you get to 100K a year is by just doing the stuff. It's the boring stuff. It's the stuff you have to do every single day. It's the non-quitting. I hate to call it the hustle mode, the hustle mentality, but like it's the mode you got to hit. It's the mode that's going to take you for success and to success. And so that's the question. How do I get to 100K? How do I do it? The first thing I want everybody to understand, it's not working 5,000 hours a day. It's not doing this crazy, insane stuff, but just understanding one really simple way. Making 100K is going to take a year. It's not going to take a week. It's not going to take an hour. It's not going to just watching this video and everything clicks and changes forever. It's not going to be that thing. I hate to tell everybody this. Making 100K comes down to two things and two things only. And this is just the part that nobody wants to talk about. This is the part that's super boring. This is the part that everybody eyes, they roll. They're like, oh my gosh, this is just so stupid simple, right? This is the part that nobody wants to talk about. But it's absolutely true. It will take a year, not a month. It'll take a year, not a week. It'll take a year, not a day. And really, it's truly a marathon of marathons. And what I'm doing is the marathon of marathons. And I'll tell you some of my goals. And, I think a lot of people know it from our super secret projects. But like, they're making the 100K, making $1 million. They're all marathons, right? You can be the fastest guy in a marathon first 2 miles. Remember, it's a 26.2 mile race. Fastest guy for 2 miles. But when mile 3 happens, mile 4, mile 5, guys, I want you to understand that making 100K in wholesaling real estate is a 365 mile super ultra marathon. 365 days a year. It's showing up and doing it a mile a day. That is it. You might run 15 a day and then give up. That ain't going to happen. The truth is, you can dominate the week, but the point is dominating the day every single day and getting better every single day. That is going to be the point. That is going to be the consistency that it takes to be successful. You got to remember, we could talk about the drive, the hustle, what makes me want to tick, what's the thing that gets me going, right? Like what do I got to do? Oh, it's the hustle, it's the cash. I want to retire my mom. I want to do all this gangster stuff. It's it's important, but when we're really looking at like the stuff that you have to do or whatnot, it still comes down to consistency. When you retire your mom, that's going to be fuel for the consistency. Just because you want to retire your mom is not going to make you 100K. Using it as fuel to add on so you stay consistent is going to be the thing. That's what happened for me, right? Like I want everyone to know the bag boy job, I hate it so much, consistency. So it is a two-pronged formula. I want everybody to know this. It is knowledge plus consistency is equal to $100,000 per year. And we'll talk about what those two are and what they take. But this is the thing I think of looking at those 50 people I talk with, right? 100K a year. For $1 million a year, that's another day. There's one extra leg up on that, and that is actually what we call practicality or, intelligence, brain power. Because the issue is you can be super consistent and super knowledgeable, and you can still keep 100K a year, 300K or whatever it is. That's all you do, right? And what I can tell everybody watching this is if you have the knowledge and you have the consistency, you will lead to success. And what is the knowledge, right? Honestly, guys and gals, the knowledge is just knowing what to do. Like really, it's nothing crazy. It's freewholesaling.com. That is what it is. FREEWHOLESALING. Freewholesaling.com. That is what the knowledge is. Freewholesaling.com. Learning exactly the in and outs, the scripts for cold calling, how to do bandit signs, where to wholesale, what's the best thing to do, virtual wholesaling, where's the best areas for virtual wholesaling, all the really basic stuff. And when I say knowledge, it's not like knowing this Harvard, like super quantum mechanic. It's none of these crazy, complicated, stressful things at all, really. It's actually really stupid simple. And I want everybody watching this to really understand this, that like going out here and keeping consistent and having the knowledge, it's not the super duper special knowledge that's going to lead to all the success. It's just the basic knowledge of like what to do the right way. And this is like, it's really kind of aiming the bow. Like the bow's the work, but like where you're aiming, that's the knowledge. So where am I going to aim the work? Do I aim the work cold calling a pre-foreclosure list in this bad market? I'm doing the work, but you don't have the knowledge, you're doing it wrong. And I could have the perfect aim, but if I'm not hitting the bow, like if I'm not just taking the shots, it's not going to be good, right? You have to use both of them together in tangent, right? So let's go back to the knowledge and consistency part, right? So if I'm aiming well because I got the knowledge, but if I don't have the work, it's stupid, right? And if I have the perfect work, but it's not aimed right, you're never going to hit the target. And this is the two things you have to have. You can't have just one or the other or be really good at one thing or the other. Like it's got to be both. And what is the consistency? The consistency is the work. It's putting in the work. You can put in the work one day. Anyone can do that. But putting in the work every single day, 365, all the time, that's the part that's hard. That is the part that is not sexy or nice. It's the boring work. But it's doing the boring work every single day that leads to the nice, attractive results. Nobody wants to talk about this. Nobody wants to have this conversation of how I can bring you to 100K. Everybody wants the conversation, how I can get you a Lamborghini. How can I get you the supermodels? How can I get you the cool watch, the whip, everything, the boat, the mansion, the yacht? Everyone's talking about that. Those are the conversations everybody wants to have. And everybody loves to say that they're going to do it. Everyone loves that, right? It's sexy and great. Saying you can, saying you're going to do it, right? I was reading something the other day, and it basically states that, you get released dopamine when you say you're going to do a really cool thing, you don't even have to do it. The dopamine still gets released in your mind. And it's almost comparable to actually doing it, because sometimes you're even tricking your brain until you did it. And that's a very dangerous thing human beings have. And let me repeat that one more time. Saying you're doing it, speaking it, is almost as like in public to people, is releasing almost the same amount of dopamine as actually doing the thing. Oh, I'm going to run up $100,000 this year in wholesaling assignment fees. I'm going to do it. I'm on track right now to do it. Sounds exciting. Sounds great in your head. Like, oh my gosh, I'm there. And like your brain thinks you're getting there, right? But the truth is, if you're not doing it, it's a different convo in December than it is in January. End of the season, it destroys most people. And what I want everybody to understand is saying it is so much different than doing it. And I want everybody to really think about themselves. When they say, do they have the true belief in their soul that they can? And if you truly want to back those words up, that you're going to say that you can do it, you got to put in the work. You got to do the thing every single day that absolutely sucks. The cold calling every day. Putting the bandit signs out in the morning if you have to. After work, cold calling. After work, going to the appointment. After work, doing that follow-up that you didn't want to do, but just doing it anyway. Guys, the true winners, the people that I talk to, they all do the stuff that they don't want to do. I don't want to do some stuff sometimes, but I do it. You know why? Because I'm a winner. I win. I win in anything I put my mind to, basically, in my life. Not because I'm the best at it, not because I'm the most talented, but I just do it. And you'll see the consistent thing on most winners in wholesaling real estate is that they are the few. They are the ones that do the things that don't want to be done. But because it's hard to do, and when you do them, you become the ones that are admired in society, especially in the wholesaling community. And so if anybody's watching this, I want you to say, like, say all you want. Go do it. Prove me wrong. I tell everybody to prove me wrong. I had one guy saying, Zach, your cold calling script sucks. It's the worst one in the world. I had one guy told me last week it was the worst thing in the world. I literally replied back one thing: prove me wrong. Guys, I've been saying that, I think, for years now. I haven't had one guy say, you know what, Zach, I didn't use your script and, I made $1 million this year. It doesn't happen. Okay. Like, it don't happen. And so I want everybody to understand that, like, saying whatever you're going to say is different. Like, do the work, prove me wrong, but I'm undefeated in the statement. And I will probably always be undefeated in the statement. But if you do not put the work in, you will not be successful. You will not make 100K in wholesaling by just sitting on your bum all day and not doing the work. 100% of the people in wholesaling that do well, they do the work. They do it every single day. They do it consistently. Consistency breeds success. And this is why the formula stays true today. The knowledge plus consistency will make you 100 grand a year. I can battle out with anybody who wants to yap all day about this. Why do people pay for coaching? Because they want the consistency, because they don't think they're consistent enough, because they don't have the drive enough in their heart. I'm telling you, it's the heart of a champion. That's what it takes. This is why you get so excited talking about doing something than actually doing it yourself. Do it every single day and it will happen. This is your year. Doing it actually matters. Saying you're doing it, that's great. That's nice. That's sexy. That's great. But actually doing it, that is the thing that matters. That is the thing you must do. That is the thing that is going to lead to your wholesaling real estate success. And if I can leave you on one thing to think about here, there's one sentence on how you're going to get to $100,000 this year in wholesaling real estate. One thing that's going to change you. One thing that's going to change everybody watching this. And it's a simple sentence. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm not saying this to be rambunctious. I'm not saying, I can say this the humblest in my heart. I can say this because I don't need to prove anything to anybody in my life. I made my money. I'm still making my money. I'm going to make more money this year than ever. This will be the best year of wholesaling in my life, financially for my life too, and personally, everything. But it's because of one really simple thing. And, I hate to say this, but like, this is the truth. And this is the one sentence you got to think about. No one's going to tell you. But losers lose and winners win. Winners win and losers lose. There's no if and buts about it. But the true people that win in wholesaling real estate, they won. They earned it. You can't take it away from them. The losers, they're going to be sulky. They're going to be salty. They're going to be sad. They're going to blame somebody for why it's not happening in their life. They're going to blame it. But the winners, they could have stopped when it got hard. They could have quit. They could have decided, this is it, I'm going to blame somebody else. They didn't stop. They just went after it. They stopped with the excuses. The winners don't care. The winners don't care how many times they got shoved down until they won. They just kept going. And the truth is, in wholesaling real estate, you're in the two camps. I'm not calling you a loser. You're starting out. You haven't made the 100K. You're just a winner in training, right? Like, that's the one thing you are. And you only become a loser when you quit, right? And that's the coolest part. You're still in the game. You're still in the match. You're still in the fight. You're still in whatever it is. You don't lose until you throw in the towel. And the coolest part about wholesaling real estate is there's no time limits to the fight. The fight only stops when you decide to stop. And the truth is that this fight is a fight. It's not actually against anybody, really. It's against the person you're looking at right now. Well, you're looking at me right now. It's just the person that's looking in front of you in the mirror. It's the person you are. And that's the true fight you have. And that is the hardest opponent you will ever have in your life. It's not your competition. It's not this exterior factor. It's none of those things. The hardest opponent you must win against is yourself. And I'm telling you, I was a tough person to beat. I was an excuse maker. I was someone that decided to be a little quitter sometimes, and a little baby, but I decided to whip that person's butt and become a winner. The ones that in wholesaling real estate that are making 100K, that are winning, they won. They do the work. They did it. The ones that don't, they're making the excuses. So the truth is, if you want to become a winner, do what winners do. Do the consistent part. Do the knowledge part. What I've seen, they go to freewholesaling.com. They subscribe to the channel. They hop in the live streams. They ask questions. They do the one-on-ones. They consistently do what it takes every single day. But the ones that make the excuses, oh, my market's so hard. Wholesaling's so difficult. Oh, this is just such a difficult thing to do. I'm such a bad market. That's how a loser thinks. You don't hear the winners do it. Guys, I want you guys to think of one thing. And I hate the sports analogies that sometimes people get upset with, but it's something you have to think of. Think about this in two specific ways. Think of it, do it politically, whatever it is, a battle. It's a battle between two people. It's a battle between two big teams. You can do it through presidential winners. You can do it in people that win a boxing match. Heck, people that win a football game. When you interview that guy or gal that won that intense struggle, think about it like a marathon, all right? Let's do the New York City Women's Marathon 2004, all right? Look at the interview. You're going to look at the winner, okay? Did that winner say, I didn't believe in myself. That was so difficult. This is just so hard. It was so hard. It was just so difficult. This is just, they don't, they're tired. They're winded. They're defeated. But they don't have that negative self-doubt after they win. They believed it from the start. They knew it was a challenge. They embraced it. They sucked it up, and they did it, and they won. They had that belief in their soul, their conviction. They consistently didn't quit. They probably thought of quitting, but they never quit because they're a winner. And then go out here and look at a sore, stinking loser. Look at those interviews. Look at them all the time. It's always blaming somebody else. It's always that. Some people take it up, own it up. Hey, I lost, and I got to do better next time. Some people are like that because there's usually winners that lose, and they say that, and then they go back and win, right? And this is the thing you have to look at between winners and losers when it comes to wholesaling real estate. I'm not calling anybody a loser. You're a loser when you quit. You're currently not a loser right now. You're a winner in training. But if you give up the towel and stop consistently doing the action, it's when you lose out. So I want everybody to understand this. You will make $100,000 per year if you follow those two things: consistency and knowledge. If you do not put in the work every single day, you will not become a champion. You will not become a winner. And just think about it. Winners win, losers lose. If you want to become a winner, do what winners do. Think of a winner, be a winner, and do what winners have to do. I've had a lot of moments in my life where I had self-doubt of exactly how I can become successful in wholesaling. I had a lot. I had a lot of breaking points, especially starting out. I would like to say that I've had a lot of excuses being thrown at me, even this week. Yesterday in the Facebook group, I had one guy saying, I have such a hard schedule. This one guy said, I had such a difficult schedule. I'm not making fun of this person, but I get this all the time. I work a full-time job and I got to deal with this, this, and this, and this. And guys, there's always somebody that has something harder in their life, right? And I don't break down any struggles I have in my personal life because it doesn't matter. It doesn't stinking matter. The check at the end of the day of me becoming successful not wholesaling real estate, it doesn't matter what personal life struggles I have. It just makes it harder or less hard. But guys, I was somebody that had every reason in the world to quit, to not become successful. But guys, I'll tell you, there's no excuses right now. 40 hours a week working as a bag boy, full-time high school. I took, I think, half college classes, junior, senior year, 2 varsity sports, and then on top of that, I started wholesaling real estate on top of wrestling and then doing all this stuff, right? And made my 100K. And it was not fun. It was not easy, but I made it work, right? And then obviously when college was a lot easier because I didn't have to do all that stinking stuff. But was I tired? All the time. Did I not want to get up at 5 a.m. to do bandit signs before school? Oh, all the time. But I did it anyway. And, not proud of some ways I had to wake myself up in the morning, but I just did it. Throw cold water in my face, go through it. A lot of Gary Vee videos. But it brought me to the point of getting up in the morning and doing the work and just doing what had to be done because I was a winner. And I decided I was going to do whatever it took to become a winner. And so, guys, to live the life that you think you deserve and the thing you think you should get, act accordingly and don't get there. So, guys, that is my message for everybody watching this today. Winners win, losers lose. If you want to make your $100,000 this year, do what it takes. Get the knowledge up, get rich in the mind, and then start making the money. The reason why you can take all my money away from me, throw me in whatever alley and make me homeless, okay? Throw me in Dallas, Texas, make me homeless, give me no money, throw me in the middle of the street, Dewey Plaza, and how in under a year I can make easily 100K. Probably in about 3 months, I could probably do it if I got bare bones nothing. And it's not fun, but it's possible. How I'm able to do that? First of all, I'd run to the library as quick as I possibly can. Go to the water fountain, get some water, get a library card, start virtual wholesaling, right? That's probably honestly, that'd be the first thing I'd do. I'd probably go to the library, start pulling a code violation list, and just start calling and start going from there, right? There's some really cool tricks I could do if you gave me no money, how to actually do it. First thing I would probably do is I would probably try to get at least $5. That's the fastest thing I would probably do. So I'd probably go to the library. I would probably ask to take some pencils, try to sell some pencils for $1, just door knocking, get a couple bucks. And then I'd probably buy a case of water for $5, $6, go on a hot day in the summer, flip that to $15, keep doing that till I got 100, and then probably get sticky notes and then reverse drive for dollars, go from there, right? Get a title company and go from there, right? But the reason why I can do all that stuff, you took the money away from me. So is the money the thing that's the thing? No, it's not the money. It's the thing in my head. So if you gave me, I still own my house, right? I'm still in the place I'm at. If you took all my money away from me, I could probably run it back in a year. Pretty easy. Why? It's because the knowledge I have. It's just, if you put me in 15-year-old Zach body, I'm probably going to make even more money because I got extra time. But it's not the money that's making me more money. It's the knowledge. It's the thing that I have in my head. So I want everybody to understand this, that it's what's in the head that's really rich. And so if you have the energy to go out there, do it. So guys, how do you make 100K? Freewholesaling.com, consistency. Wholesaling.com and the work, you'll do well. Hop on the live streams, talk to me one-on-one. I want to help you become a millionaire in wholesaling real estate, and know for a fact I can help you become that. And so without further ado, let's answer some questions. I will reveal a little bit of my super secret project. It is going to be released on Thursday. It's going to be a huge, huge, cool thing on Thursday. So I can't talk about it too much, but 90% of people know what I'm talking about here. But it's going to be a pretty cool project, and it'll be very nice. So let's answer some questions and let's get it going. So Angelo says, from bag boy to nothing but the bag, not bad, homie. Yeah, I need mine. Bag boy to bags. I like that. So we had our podcast. I actually released this today on the Flip of Their channel. It was really cool. We interviewed Devin. Devin's in my personal market in Port St. Lucie. He lives in Utah. He virtually makes $700K in my own market. I never even heard of the guy before. And it was kind of crazy. Like, we don't ever cross paths in our own operation. It's kind of funny. I'm like, I'm making millions in my own market. You're making $700K. I hadn't even heard of you, dude. Crazy. Insane. And then I'm like, no way. And he shows me the HUDs. I'm like, oh, kid's making the real cash. That's insane, right? So it works. And I can tell you, it's like, what pushed me? Guys, I mean, you're in my home studio here. I had the one thing that pushed me the hardest ever. This was my name tag. Right here. It's my name tag when I worked at a grocery store. I had this thing when I was cold calling in my dorm room. I stared at this thing every single day so I could cold call 5 hours a day. It was a little thing like this. And this is probably one of my valued prized possessions ever. Because this was the thing that made me millions of dollars. Staring at this thing gave me more money than ever. Because I visualized what would happen. I'd put this thing on if I didn't decide to. I literally put in my mind, I'm going to have to put this stupid thing on me if I didn't cold call today. Because that's what my life will be heading towards. And I ain't getting dookie off a toilet anymore, right? Like, that's not me. And it just, you got to make that mindset shift in your mind, and everything will change. So, all right. So let's go to next question here, and then we'll do some one-on-ones too. Love helping the people out, and let it go. So let's go here. Rhonda says, how can we join your JV? So that is part of the super secret thing. So Mason answered it, Rhonda. So he shut down. So we basically, I'm not going to reveal the full length of the thing we're doing Thursday, but we'll break it all down. But yes, we shut down our JVs for about a week because we really had to ramp down our systems. We were getting sent more deals than my team could even handle because I was doing JVs with only my dispo team. And unfortunately, fortunately for me, we're getting more followers than I could even handle. My Instagram, in the past 365 days, went from 10,000 followers to 195,000 Instagram followers. At Flip with Zach. Insane. Look at the reels. The views went skyrocketing. And the amount of people sending us wholesaling deals, it was good. Like, unfortunately, we were at the point where we just had to pick the $40,000, $30,000 deals and try to get those and the nice big ones. And I just basically had to shut down a lot of them. We couldn't take in the amount of deals that were coming in. So it took been working up for a little bit, and we're bringing some partners on to help us out with the deals, right? So there's some markets that, like, I don't have the best dispo on. I'm going to partner with some guys there, and we're going to help each other out. I'm in training, working with everyone, and those are probably the 50 people we've been talking to. But we're making the announcement on everything on Thursday. But my exact goals, I've kind of talked about them before. But I'll explain to everybody what the goals will entail. But really, everybody knows the long-term goals. We're going to help you become the best wholesaler possible and make you rich. That is the point. I'm going to help a lot of people make $100K by doing this. And I want to get a lot of people rich on it. So, yeah. So JVs, just hold on for a little bit. And once it's open, the floodgates are open and we can handle it. But, yeah, I'll make sure every single person that sends a deal will be able to get it. So, let's see. Everyone's make their 100K. I like it. How do you get started in 2023 from scratch? Dude, like, how do you get this from? Go to freewheeling.com, hop on the one-on-ones, and I'll help you out absolutely for free. That is the point. That's what we're going to do. And let's get it going. I'm here to help as many people out as possible today. You know, get comfortable being uncomfortable. I can't say it enough. You know, Zach, you're the best. I've seen on YouTube, watched multiple. I'm just pointing out that I don't think I'm as smart as the other people, but like I just point out the things I look at. And that's the way I've become successful in wholesaling. And when I coach everybody, it's the same exact thing. Hey, that's working. Keep doing that. If it's not working, don't do it. Ghostwriter's awesome. Yeah, I got to go. I have a lot of comic books and a lot of really cool stuff. I just got to switch them out. I got 2 Ghostwriters right here, but I got some Ant-Man, some Doom stuff, some fantastic. I gotta switch them out. They're pretty cool. But all right. So I'm getting a lot of comments. Love to help with people out. So let's do some one-on-ones, and then let's get it going. So, all right, who we got first? We got Ravon. What's up?
What's up? Can you hear me, Zach?
What's up, dude?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, were you upset last week?
About what?
The Chargers.
Oh, how do you know I'm a Chargers fan?
Because you put your video on with your hat on, and then you took it off for a
yeah.
second.
Yeah, I was sad, man. It's whatever, man. I mean, we choke a lot, so
Could be worse. Could be a Cowboys fan.
that is true. That is true. So, Zach, so I've been pulling some lists from PropStream recently, and I feel like a lot of times, I feel like I'm missing out because I'm not building enough rapport. I feel like. So what I usually do is I talk to sellers like, "Hi, this is the owner of 123 Main Street. You're interested in selling the property." We get the conversation going on. I talk about MCTP, and I talk about anywhere from like 7 to 10 minutes, maybe build a little bit of rapport. Because like when I ask them about the motivation, they go like, "Yeah, I'm just selling it because of this and that," and they don't go more in depth into it. And then I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna call you back tomorrow, to set up an appointment." And then when I set up an appointment, I ask how your day was, all the other stuff. Then I condition the seller, and then I give them a lowball offer, and they don't accept it. And then I try to like, once after I give them my lowball offer, I try to reason with them, try to put a good cop, bad cop method. That doesn't work, so I feel like I'm missing out, especially on the rapport. So how can I fix it, especially?
Okay. So have you seen me close sellers live and record?
Yeah.
And so you see how I do it, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. All right, like I ain't dating these people. All right, like
Yeah.
I'm not getting the full like conversation of this. All right, like I kind of get the point where I want to get at it, and then just go with the offer. Right, like I don't dilly dally.
Okay.
I have speed. Like I figure out their motivation. I go into it. Right.
Yeah.
I think a lot of you guys are trying to be like best friends with your sellers, like really trying to get these deep intellectual conversations about life. I'm like just get a general rapport sense with the person. Let them know you're a regular person looking to buy houses, and you and your partner ready to go, and you're good. Like I think a lot of people out here they try to do it on the other end. They try to build too much rapport. I think it's weird.
Okay.
And then other people really force the rapport. Like they really try to force in.
Yeah, that's what I'm
that
kind of trying to do.
right?
That.
Like that's the thing, right? Like what I do in the beginning of the conversation with you. I just talked about the Chargers. Like I didn't go too deep with you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't talk about the social dynamics of the move from San Diego to LA and then go like too deep. But like I just talked about it, teased you a little because I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I know.
So what were we gonna do? But like I get a little bit into it, but you really focus on the MCTP and then you get into it.
Okay.
So there's really 2 things I want to focus on with this problem. I think it's not the rapport that's the issue.
Okay.
Possibly it is. I don't want the recordings of those calls, so I don't know. Like if I got them, it'll probably be a lot better for what I can do. But like, I think Nick says it's best. Like you're not the therapist. Like a lot of the rapport is built with just listening. And I think so there's 2 things you got to focus on.
Okay.
Are you spending 80% of your conversation listening?
Yeah. I try to do that. Yeah. I just tell them and I'm just listening all the time.
Well, make sure you focus on seeing if you have those call recordings and see if you're doing it.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing I could tell my acquisitions people that don't do well. They spend 60% or 70% listening. It's the 80 to 90% listening are the ones that do the best. And you got sellers that like talking, and some sellers that just like get right into it, right?
Yeah.
And so I could tell you that's probably the number one thing I would focus on, and you're asking the right questions.
Okay.
When you said that the good cop, bad cop doesn't work, what does that mean?
So when I say, okay, I say the house is like 100K, right?
Give me a good cop, bad cop. Let me give you an example. Hit me with one.
I'll give you an example.
Hit me with it.
All right. So like, hey Zach, are you
Offer me
willing?
$75,000 for a house. I want to see what your good cop, bad cop is.
All right. So Zach, I've been talking to my partner, and my partner's willing to take around $20,000.
Okay.
And then he's gonna complain, and I'll be like, "Oh, whoa, whoa, hold on here. This is my partner. He's a crazy one, right? If he can, he'll buy a property for $1 and then sell it for $1 million."
Ravon,
That's yeah.
dude, there's like no passion behind that.
Okay.
Dude, you're
Would you?
sounding like a guru when you're saying this, man.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying this nicely. Have you seen a guru talk?
A little bit. No, but not really.
I,
No.
I have. Okay.
Okay.
It's so stinking fake. All right, so let me go. I'm not going to talk about a guru specifically. Let's do this. Dude is a really funny guy, but this sounds really kind of boring. He's like Jimmy Fallon. I love Jimmy Fallon. I
Yeah,
think
I
he's actually a
know.
really funny guy,
Mm-hmm.
but he sounds very like monotone when he does like a late night show. When he does his other comedy stuff, he's hilarious. But it's just like it's very like welcome guys. How like you're reading behind a teleprompter. There's
Okay.
no passion behind what you just said. And I think
Oh,
that's why the
okay.
good cop, bad cop's not working. It
Okay.
doesn't
More
sound
passion.
genuine. It doesn't sound like you're actually like thinking these things. And so when I do the good cop, bad cop, you're like, oh, he takes 20,000. I can't even say it. I can only say it truthfully. It's kind of
Okay.
crazy. But like, hey, I was talking to my partner here, Rick, and we're talking about before we came here, and he wanted to buy this thing for like $20,000. And so I kind of laughed when I said that, or I said that a
Mm-hmm.
little seriously, like with kind of a humor.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
put some oomph on that. Like I put some passion on that.
Okay.
And do you see how when they freak out, you went, yeah, 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 he's crazy. Like there's no like, I mean, hey, yeah, I know he's crazy. There's no
Oh.
passion behind that, man.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so you're saying the words, but I want you to understand it's how you say it is more important than what you say.
Okay.
Let me say that one more time. How you say it is more important than what you say. So the way that I said the same line you did works so much better. It's tonality. And
Okay.
so once you understand that, so it's not the rapport, man. You're just not delivering the lines with the passion.
Okay.
And so you got to put a lot more passion. And I don't know what other way to say that, but like, just give me the line one more time. Like just
Okay.
now you're thinking about it. Try it again.
Okay. So hey Zach, I've been talking to my partner, and he's been saying around $20,000. Would that work?
Okay, that's a lot better. No, that's too low.
I completely understand with you, Zach. I completely do. How about this? Like I
Why was he
said,
at 20,000?
sorry, say that again.
Why was he at 20,000?
Oh, he was at 20,000. He's at 20,000 because he's a cheap dude. He would like to buy a property for $1 and sell for $1 million. He's really crazy. So that's why I'm here and help you out, and we could
Ravon,
finally.
I want you to go watch the second time versus the first time.
Okay.
You sound a lot more like my friend the second time than the first time.
Okay.
Like you just gotta sound like a regular dude, man. The first time sounds like a salesman. The second time sounds a lot better, like a regular person.
Okay.
And so you're doing it, man. You just, I wish I could tell you, like, if you said that to like that line or you said a certain word like to your friends, you're gonna sound a lot differently than you do it like with just a random person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you kind of have to make sure every single random person feels like they're your friend.
Okay.
Because why do you trust a lot more than what your friend says than what a random dude says? Because you trust that friend, right? They sound like your friend. They speak to you like a friend. You
Okay.
kind of speak like that to a seller, they feel a lot more open to you.
Okay.
And this comes back to if somebody feels friendly towards you,
Mm-hmm.
that probably means you built some rapport. And that comes back to the thing you said in the beginning. It's rapport, man. How you saying things. So that is your rapport problem. You're saying it the wrong way. You're saying the right things. You just got to say a lot more friendlier.
Okay. Okay. I see. And another thing is, so a lot of these properties, right? Some of them I'm calling they're renovated. So I know like you're saying that you kind of do some renovated properties for wholesaling, right? The
Well, yeah,
problem is like, how
I
would
got
you
a lot
go?
of flips in the market right now.
Oh, okay. So
I renovate a lot.
I'll renovate a lot, but would you renovate like wholesaling houses though? Or like or I would say, would you wholesale renovated houses?
No, I don't renovate a house unless I'm making 50K on it. So like it's the wholesale fee, I'd probably make 25, 30. If I renovate, I'll make 50. It's just what I do. So like I'll renovate properties. I use it in my own business. Like we tell our sellers that, but like if it's does it need to be renovated or is it fully renovated?
It's fully renovated, but like my question is, how would I lowball them because they know it's like too much, it's too less for that property. So
well, here's the thing: a motivated seller either has motivation with the property or with themselves.
Okay.
So actually, I think on one of the vlogs. So if you go to Flip with Rick, if you go to the vlogs, there's one house that made $30,000 on a fully renovated house. How did I do that? What did I say before? How do you get a good deal? It's if the seller's motivated or the property's motivated.
Okay.
Now, if the property is renovated, then obviously the property isn't renovated, right?
Yeah.
So what's the one thing left?
The
person. The person's motivated. So I'm going to focus on the person, the problem, not the property. That's how you get the deal.
Okay. I see. All right. Yeah. Quick question here. So a lot of time when I'm talking to seller, when I tell you the condition of the property, they just say like one sentence and then they just stop talking. Like what sometimes say, how the condition of it? Oh, it's like this. Oh, it needs repairs, and then they stop talking, or not stop talking, but they kind of stop. So like, is that normal or?
Yeah, I mean, just keep asking questions.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Zach.
Keep it up, man. Dude.
Thank you, man. Thank you for the advice.
I'm telling you, like, you got better from this call. Do you realize that?
Yeah, I did. Now I know how it's about how you say it. I know I'm saying the right things. It's just I'm not saying in the right tone. I feel like
that's it. So you started the first part.
Yeah.
On how to say it, like what to say, that's a foundation.
Yeah.
You're building on top of that, man.
All right.
Practice it and get back to it, man.
All right. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Good luck, man.
Thank you.
All right. Boom. Before all these salty Cowboys fans get upset with me, stop it, all right? The Dolphins already suck, so I need some release of it, all right? I got a lot of friends that are Cowboys fans, and they've been hitting me so hard at the start of the year. Oh, this is our year. This is our year. This is our year, right? My fantasy football league's called How About Them Cowboys. Everyone's Dak to the Future, CD, Super Bowl, like all these fantasy football names, my friends, all right? Like they don't stop with the Cowboys. And now they all shut up about it. All the things they talk about. All week, that's all I heard. Mason.
Oh, here we go. How's it going?
What's up, man?
Not much. Thanks for having me on, and thanks for always sharing the knowledge and just giving out, man.
Of course, man. What's up? How can I help you out?
First of all, man, at least you're not a Texans fan. Let's start there, man. There's not much to go from there, but I gave up on football because of that. Yeah, maybe, man. Maybe. We are new, but
get a quarterback will be fine. Whatever.
Hopefully. Anyways, so I'm having one of my issues that I'm having right now is I'm kind of like I pulled a pre-foreclosure in Houston, and it's all like it has like case of style of case, and it'll have like for example like Pasadena school district or whatever versus the person. What all is exactly needed to pull good skip tracing data, as in like address, name.
Address and name is pretty much it, and it's basically property address and then property appraiser. Boom, right there.
Okay.
Pretty simple, man. Because you gotta look how skip tracing data is done. Most of it is from credit bureau data. So when somebody actually goes out here and pulls the credit, they get their credit checked. They get a credit card. Here's my property address. Here's my name. And so that's what they look up to skip trace you. So like if you go to Batch, they won't say it explicitly, but they use like 5 different ways to get skip tracing data. But like one of them is credit bureau, which is basically someone gets a credit card like what I said. And so, okay, 123 Main Street, John Smith. Okay, we can match those two together. That's their phone number because they got to put their phone number in there. And the secret is when you apply for credit, the credit card company sells that data too for money. Mm-hmm. So that's another way they make money. So that's all they really need because that's the information that they got. They'll get relatives data. They get all these insane stuff.
Okay. And then I'm also like, so I've been doing cold calling. I started calling FSBOs in this past month and just kind of got everything going from there. And it's been really well. It's been going well. But I guess my question would be kind of I mean, is there a kind of? I just went blank completely. All right. Well, anyways, I have a
You said the
SMS.
question. What's up?
I forgot. I completely forgot where I was going with that. But we'll go to SMS because I had a few of them kind of written out. So SMS texting. I know that you said pre-foreclosures are bad for calling, but good for texting. Is there any other like lists that you kind of target, like tired landlords or any of that, or?
Tired landlords are good in Houston. I mean, there are a lot of them. I mean, the problem with Houston is there's so many people. Fourth or fifth biggest city in the entire country, like massive, dude. It's like 15 of my markets, okay, like in one. So it's huge, dude. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of wholesalers, and so you'll get lucky with some, but like the majority of people get really successful reverse drawing for dollars and drawing for dollars there. And you've probably heard me say it a billion times, and you're probably rolling your eyes already thinking it. But like SMS text boxing, tired landlords are great. I've done that very well. I hate to say it, old high equity list is great. Targeting zip codes, stacked lists, IRS debt lien lists, credit card debt lien lists, water shutoffs. The more niche you can get, probably the better. Heck, you can snipe some pre-probates if you're really going crazy, but like the more niched out, the better.
Okay.
Zombie property is probably a big one I'd probably do. That's probably the number one. So that's a vacant pre-foreclosure. It's a pre-foreclosure and they just left it. Bank just going to take it. Boom, get some money there.
See, I targeted those and I didn't have too much success, but I only called them. I didn't SMS or anything.
Oh, yeah, ain't going to do well.
Yeah, that's what I found from that. And then what do you use batch for SMS or Zach data, or what do you use for?
Yeah, we're just gonna use batch for SMS.
Batch.
Okay. So it's gonna be the best one.
Got it. And then so I have another property. It's I don't have it, but one of my leads came through and it was 15,000 acres, and it was inside of. Or not acres, my bad. I apologize. Square feet. And it was inside of, it was in Houston, we'll say that. And their ARV of property selling around, their little townhomes, they're 2,500 square feet and they're selling for around 400K. And so my question would on that, I got the seller down to a good amount. I'm not trying to give away too much info.
Don't give too much info, man.
I know. I hear you say it all the time.
Sharks in these comments, dude. Not talking about anyone. The people not in the comments. There's some sharks watching, dude. I'm telling you straight up, man. I don't get your deal stolen.
Yeah, no. So, anyways, what I'm doing with that is I kind of talked to him and I was saying, hey, for that, I'm gonna do like 1/4 of the ARV of all of them combined. And then of course I'm doing the low ball offer where I did the like you just talked to Ravon about. The crazy partner, and offered him, let's just go with, make it easy. I offered him 8% of what he was asking. And he kind of laughed it off, which is not too bad of a response, in my opinion, on having something that low. But anyway, so I'm just going to, is that kind of the right tactic to go with on that? Would just be.
What happened? You get the deal signed?
No, not yet. So we're still in negotiations right now. And then, I have to call him back. He had to go because he had something going on, and then I called him back.
Did you make a yes or no decision?
Say again?
Did you condition him?
I did, yes.
And so he ended it with a no then. And
as of for
if you you make a yes or no decision, they can't get out of it. They got to make that decision right there.
Yeah. Okay. So no, I did not ask him if he was. I did ask him.
Not condition him.
I know I did not completely condition him. I didn't ask him. I know he's the owner, but I didn't know he was. I didn't ask him. He said he was ready to sell at that time. But other than that, like I guess
you're running around this dude. It was a no, right?
No,
you're not completely conditioned the seller.
I did not completely condition him. No,
bro, come on. It's a 1 or 0. That is it. So
got it.
There's only one way to really answer this like the right way, but like you're in or you're out, man. Like it's just you're in. Like you did it or you didn't. Own up if you didn't. Okay, you did not condition them.
Yeah,
so
not properly. No.
That's fine. Like people do this all the time with me, and I'll tell you exactly what to do because I want to help you out. People break their. I tell people don't jump in the vat of acid, and then people say, Zach, I jumped in the vat of acid. What do I do? I'm like, why did you do that? But I'm going to help you out. I got the antidote, all right? So you're just going to have to go back and negotiate. That's all you can do, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is obviously best to condition the seller so they have to be forced to make that decision because that's going to give you the leverage for the best deal possible. You don't have that. And so you're going to have to, do you do this in person or over the phone?
It was over the phone.
Can you meet the guy in person?
I could, yeah. I'll give him a call and
Go to the property.
Arrange that, yeah.
Excuse me. Go to the property and meet him in person, and then negotiate the best deal from there.
Awesome.
You'll probably make 15 to 20% lower prices on your contracts by meeting in person.
Okay, I'll do that then. Yeah, that's worth it. 100%. What do I lose if not? So, I guess last question I have then would be, whenever you're going in, will you ever offer kind of, so for example, let's say ARV on a property is 300 and your owner financing, does the ARV is that kind of unrelative?
When you start running in the realm of creative finance, price is given to the seller.
Okay.
Terms are given to you.
Okay.
And so terms are going to be more important than price because obviously you can look at it every which way, but like, hey, can I live in $1 million house, but it's worth $500,000? That doesn't seem like a good deal. But if it gave you $1 a day, obviously that makes sense for me. That's the best terms in the world. But I'm buying it for this crazy price, but it's for 500 years. Duh, right? So terms are the way you do it, right? So you either get price or you get terms. In wholesaling, terms the seller gets. Sell it for cash in 30 days. We get the good price. Owner financing, they get whatever stupid price they want. We get the best terms possible. And how do you determine the best terms? I like looking at the rental. What will it rent for? And what is it going to cost me per month? PITI. If you want to learn that, freeholstein.com, it's all in there. But yeah, then you go in that realm, do it. Texas is a great creative finance state.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll talk to him because I had the guy, ARV was like 300, and I told him the offer of 280, 4% interest. I told him 15 years at first, and then he pushed it down. He's like 5. And the only thing that he's waiting on is for me to actually write the offer, which is what I'm doing tonight. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, but that answers it. So I appreciate that.
15 5-year balloon.
Yeah. Was
it a balloon or was it not a balloon?
It's 5-year balloon, 5-year balloon. I offered 15 years on the amortization, and then I wanted a 15-year balloon if possible, of course. But then he, of course, countered at 5 years. And then the percentage is the one thing that's up in the air. Do you do percentages typically, or just kind of do flat out? He owns it full out, or do you kind of
interest?
Percentage of interest, or do you typically do just like 500
this is where we get fun. Let me give some fun tips. Have you used Chat GPT?
Yes, I have.
Oh, yeah, you're the one who asked me about it, right?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my gosh, how the tables have turned, young one. All right, ask Chat GPT. Figure out what the payments would be for you to make money and say what interest rate on a 15-year payment with 5-year balloon would equate to this thing, and it'll spit the percentage out.
Okay.
Because what I used to do is like, all right, amortization 3%, 2.5, 3. Just you ask it, it'll spit it out for you. Boom.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, I appreciate it, Zach. Thanks once again for always giving out the knowledge, man. Will do. See you.
Oh, awesome. All right. Next we got Miles.
Hey, Zach, how's it going, man?
Every day above ground's an amazing day. What's up?
Love to hear it. Yeah, so I have this deal right now, and I'm in Dallas, but this one is in San Antonio. So I got it for a pretty good price. It's not where like the best, I can go lower, but like kind of how I discussed it with the seller was, I'll have my partner come check it out, and then from there, what we're probably gonna have to do is go lower, which he's 100% okay with that. Only thing is, like, now that I'm looking at it, I'm just like, San Antonio is kind of, I've heard a lot about that market in terms of like people stealing deals, cash buyers stealing deals. So I'm trying to figure out a way around that if I can keep that from happening.
It's pretty simple, dude. You got to be pretty upfront with people, and you got to do it. So how do you do this, Miles? I don't know which way to say this, but like, all right, do you like dogs?
Yeah.
Do you grow up with a dog or train a dog at all?
I grew up with one, not trained.
I love dogs. All right. Like they're amazing. Okay. What I found with dogs is dogs, if you do not train them, dogs love for you to give them discipline. They love it.
Mm,
They love to scratch all this. They love discipline on top of that, right?
yeah.
So cash buyers, treat them like dogs. All right. Not in a mean way, but like if you tell the cash buyer what to do, this is our rules, these are our boundaries, this is our rules, boom, they'll follow them. But when you give them no leash and you let them run around the street all day, something bad's going to happen,
Yeah.
right? So how do I stop a cash buyer from stealing my deal? I put very strict rules. They're on a very short leash with me. And they get the deal and they make money. They love it. But if I don't tell them not to talk to the seller, if I tell them that this is the address, this is the non-refundable EMD, you'll be good. Cash buyers don't screw me because they got to put $3,000 non-refundable EMD to the title company. So if they want to try to screw me, they lose $3,000 and I sue them for the entire thing. Cash buyers don't screw me because of that. The only problem I have ever had, which this is a problem I always have in my market, people like trying to steal deals from me. This year, I had a guy try to steal a $50,000 wholesaling deal from me. I spent $3,000 to a lawyer to go get that deal back from me and sue the stinking snot out of them. And I didn't even go to court because I scared them so bad with the lawyer that they try to sign a second contract, memorandum, cloud the title. Ooh, I can go after anyone for clouding an old lady's title. It's the best. Really destroy it. And so really to stop someone from another wholesaler from trying to steal your deal, the best thing I can tell you is do at least $100 EMD and bring it to the title company. Because if I have to go to court with any of these people trying to steal my deal, all I have to do is show proof that I submitted the contract to the title company from this date. So what they do is they file a memorandum a day after I have the property under contract. Some sneaky wholesalers, my favorite, they'll file a memorandum. 2 days, they'll backtrack the date and then record it and show that it was a week before I signed the contract. But when I go to court, the judge is going to say, I see the memorandum, but do you have any evidence, Zach, that you actually had this before them? This is pretty easy, right? Here's title company signing a sworn affidavit saying that I sent them the contract 2 hours after I got the contract signed on the 3rd. Okay. Hey, Mr. Wholesaler trying to steal Zach's deal. When did you bring the EMD to the title company? 14 days after Zach did. Guess what the judge is going to do? Boom, Zach wins, right? That never happens because when I get the lawyer out here and they talk to their lawyer, the lawyer says, you're going to lose a lot of money to Zach. And they give up, right? And so you don't get your deal stolen if you do the right things. If you do the right things we teach at freewheeling.com, you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
There's shady people everywhere, man.
Yeah. No, it's funny you speak of the MOC. That's what happened on my first contract I got under. There was like an MOC that was already on it, but yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, don't get your deals you just do the right things, man.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Appreciate you, man.
All right, man. Keep it up. All right, boom. All right. Jasmine. You're muted.
Oh. So.
You have a question?
Oh, wait. Yes, I do have a question.
Okay. What's up? How can I help you out?
So I just have one question. I would really like to, I did not grow up in the business side of my family, but I would definitely like to get started wholesaling. I'm 17, and do you have any tips? What would you do differently at 17?
Yeah, I mean, I started wholesaling at 17. So
Yeah.
One thing I'd tell you is I would probably not do anything different because it led to the person I am today.
Right. Yeah.
And so there's the one thing at 17 you have to figure out, and this is something that I want you to really understand, take this to heart, that you don't have to figure everything out. I want you to understand that. That's probably going to be the number one thing overwhelming you. That's another thing that overwhelmed me. I have to know everything and do everything and be the person to become successful in this year or it's over, right?
Yeah.
Don't put that pressure on your shoulders because I put those pressures on my shoulders. That was probably one thing I would change. You're going to figure it out. I'm still learning this business to this day.
Yeah.
All right. Now I got a lot of it figured out,
Right.
but it was through the struggles and just going through it every single day that I just learned a little better at it.
Okay.
And so that's the first thing I would probably tell you. What market are you in?
This like my first week seeing you, so like I'm just trying to figure it out just little by little. I don't want to go
Area in the United States do you live?
Wyoming.
Wyoming? Okay. Southwest, southeast?
Northeast.
Okay. So probably not a lot of people living there then, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay. So you're probably going to do virtual wholesaling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you hopping on here because this is going to fast track a lot of your stuff. Most people got to pay probably $4,000 to talk to someone,
Yeah.
that's making the amount of money I'm in wholesaling
Yeah.
to get it done. But I'm just trying to get you on the best path. So you're 17 right now. Are you in high school, college?
High school.
High school. Okay. So let's focus on that first, right? So
Yeah.
so the second part, you're in high school. Okay. There's a big debate out here that like, should I go to college? Should I do
Yeah.
high school? Should I quit everything and do wholesaling? I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not the person that's going to tell you that you should drop everything out just to do wholesaling because I see what I do, not what I say. I got a college degree at 19. Why wholesaling full time? I did high school, I did college, so I did all those things. All right, I'm not the guy to tell you to drop out, and I think it would be reckless for me to say that to just everyone out here.
Yeah.
It's for the right person, but you can definitely do both. Like I said before, you don't have to figure it all out.
Yeah.
You definitely don't. So let's focus on high school and just start learning wholesaling and just get stuff done. And I think slowly but surely you start putting the work in. At 17, you can make 100K. I mean, I made 100K.
Yeah.
Not at 17. It was a year because I was like started not at 17, but like midway through it. So focus on high school first and then wholesale in the spare time while you're doing it and just get your knowledge up, taking action. I think you do well.
All right. Thank you.
Perfect. Any other questions?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
All right. So the thing you're probably going to be focused on next, which I want you to do, is go through freewholesaling.com.
Yeah.
Are you on there?
Yeah, I am.
Go through there. The next step that you're going to probably have to make a decision on is where you're going to do virtual wholesaling.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just understand that's your next question, and we'll focus on that next week. All right?
All right. Thank you so much.
Go after it. Appreciate it, Jasmine. All right. 17. I love it. It's like looking in a mirror when I was 17 years old myself. I remember that. Guys, I felt like I had to get the world on my shoulders. I was so stinking stressed. I saw my life. So I kind of said, like, I looked at my life when I was 17 in a mirror there. When I was 17, I did the same exact thing. But I looked at my 40-year-old self in a mirror. And it was like, what is it, the Christmas Carol? So like I looked at myself, right here, the little name tag right here, where like I was a bag boy. I'm a grocery store manager making $80K a year, working 60, 70 hours a week. Is that something that I deserve to be? Is that the person that I wanted to be? Is that the man that I thought I was destined to be in my life? And I had a hard look at myself and really decide, is that something I want to do? Is that something I didn't want to do? And I said, heck no, that's not the life that I think I want. I want to travel the world. I want to make a ton of money. I want to leave a big impact on my life. And I want to give back. And so me being a bag boy, me being a grocery store manager at 40, and all the stress of that, I didn't think it was worth it. And I had one really big impact. And I hope all the 16, 15-year-olds watching this think about this. The amount of stress, anxiety, work, pressure, it is honestly the same as if I just decided to be a grocery store manager at a regular 9-to-5 job. The pressures and stresses are different. But what I could tell you is at the end of the day, they equal out, because the stress of not having the money I have would have equated some of the stress I had of starting out with nothing. Like the stresses equate to each other. And so it's the same amount of work. And that's really the way you got to look at it. So the way I mentally look at it, because I'm a very visual learner, is if I'm going to burn 500 calories, but I got to travel somewhere, burning 500 calories on a bike to travel will probably get me, I don't know, 15 miles. 500 calories running is going to give me 3 miles. It's like, it's the same work, but if I go on the bike, I'm just going to go so much further. And so that's the way I look at it. And so I could tell every young person watching this, and I just have my thoughts. If I can go back to 17, I should make a whole video on this, but like at 17, at 16, at 15, at 14, at 18, heck, at 23, my age right now, this is the time to take risks. This is the time to go all in on yourself. This is the time to start that crazy thing you have in your mind. Because when you're 34, 35 and you're married, you got kids, you got responsibilities, you got a roof. Oh, I got insurance payments. I got all these crazy stuff. I got car payments, I got house payments, I got mortgage payments, rent, utilities, all this stupid stuff that I got to deal with today now that I didn't have 17, right? Living at home. Those were the days. Heck, I gotta think of what I gotta make for food during the day. Like it's like so much different when I was 17. Before all those stresses happen to you, it's do it then. Because if you fail at 17, 18, you just tried something and it didn't work out, no one's gonna care, no one's gonna judge. You're 18, nobody cares, right? It's all like it doesn't matter. And that's pretty cool. But when you start doing that when you're 40, 50, and you got kids and a job and a dog to take care of, right? Like, and you fail, you could financially destroy more than one person. When I was 17, nobody looked up to me financially. Nobody needed me to survive for them to eat. Nobody, okay? But when I'm 40, 50, I'm probably gonna have a lot of that. And so if I failed when I was 40 or 50 at this crazy thing, it's a lot more pressure on me to succeed. There's a lot more stress. There's a lot more bad stuff that could happen. So when you're that young, go after the risk. I'm telling you, it was worth it. Could I make the same risks I did when I was 40, 50? Maybe not. And so this is why I'm telling you, while you're young, do it. I promise you that the pros are infinite and the cons are basically nothing. So do wholesaling legit, do it real, put your all into it. And if you are a teenager watching this right now, I promise everybody, put your all into it. And this is the way I always did. And this is always the way I looked at wholesaling when I was 19 years old too, when I was cold calling like crazy. When I put my head to the pillow at night, I knew I put everything in. I cold called 5 hours. I followed up. I networked, I cash buyers, everything. When I went to bed, I could sit down and say, you know what? I did everything I possibly could today to live my dream out. And if I failed cold calling 5 hours a day, 5 days a week for a year straight, and I quit or gave up, fills it out, I didn't get a real job, whatever it was, I could legit go back as a 50-year-old manager and say, you know what? I did everything I could to become a successful wholesaler. It didn't work out. Here's the kicker for everybody watching this. If you consistently put in the work, audio is good. So when somehow, I don't know why, audio goes off for a second, weirds me out. I don't know. So whatever. Reset the computer, takes about a minute. What are we going to do? The gurus try to break into the live stream. You know they fail. They can't stop what we're doing. So Wesley, what is up?
What's going on, brother?
Dude, I'm blessed, man. What's up? How can I help you out?
Man, so I have a situation where I have a property under contract, and I actually already have the buyer under contract as well. But the only thing we're trying to do is get the title clear. We already got so the situation basically is that the man that's selling the property, he was married to the woman, and she died in 2011, right? But she bought the property previously, like in the late 70s, with her spouse before him. He died in 95, and not the new man, but the current husband that was with her whenever she passed away, he was paying the taxes, et cetera, et cetera. So, but he never transferred the title into his name, and there wasn't a will stating that the property goes into his name, right? So they wanted, the marriage certificate between them two, the obituary or death certificate on the wife that passed away. But they're also asking for some type of proof of the ex-husband being deceased. And we already did the affidavit of heirship, all of that fun stuff. But I'm not having any luck on finding proof of the ex-husband being deceased. And they said we could get an obituary or death certificate or even a picture of a headstone. So we went on findagrave.com, couldn't find that. Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now.
I mean, dude, that's kind of for the seller's problem. Can the sellers do that?
So I've really been prying into it, and the man died in 95. The husband, he's like 93.
What
And he's
state?
like, man, Texas. I'm in Harris County.
Okay. Harris County's got, I mean, they got their stuff together, man. They should have it.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask too if you know, I'm gonna go up there tomorrow anyway and figure it out. But since we're on here, is that I seen that you needed to be qualified in order to get a death certificate from the county, like being a family member akin to the person in order to obtain the documents.
Find them. So
Yeah.
is the seller related to the people that passed away?
No.
Okay.
Okay. So the person that passed away was his wife.
They're related.
Yes, but the ex-husband is who we need the death certificate on or the proof of being deceased because she bought the property with him initially.
Did you go to the public records and look up the guy's name? Don't tell me the name because people are going to reverse engineer.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that.
Is it like, all right, let me ask you a question. Is it like a general name? Like,
no.
Ginn is like kind of a unique name. Is it like Brown or like Smith?
It's definitely a unique name. And I've even went to Ancestry.com.
Should be easy to find.
Yeah, so I found stuff on there like Ancestry.com, but as far as public records, we can't find it online.
Really?
Yeah. So, and it's a very unique name. Like, it's not something that...
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
Like, did you go to public records and just search the last name for every file on it?
Yes.
And it didn't pop up?
No.
Maybe the guy's alive.
Yeah. But when I even looked him up on truepeoplesearch.com just to see if I could find something, and then went ahead and got on People Finder, subscribed to that, tried to figure it out. It says deceased in a certain year, and I even found information on it through and even Ancestry.com when I got that, and it has a birth record and a death record. I just sent that over to them today because they just sent that over on Friday after they approved our affidavit of heirship, and he said we needed to have that ready, Monday. So, the proof of being deceased. Yeah. So I'm gonna go up to the what do you call it? I can't think of the name for it, but
Clerk of the court.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go up there regardless tomorrow and just figure it out. But yeah, I didn't know if you had anything to add.
That's gonna be the best thing to do, dude. On top of that, when you went to the person on True People Search, did you click the relatives tab and find the relatives from there?
Yeah, so he has no living relatives, and
oh my god,
and no, all three of them didn't have any kids. None of them.
It's just so stupid.
It's so crazy. Yeah, but
it's the loneliest man in Houston.
Literally, and so dude. I've just been trying to figure it out. I mean, this is my first deal, and I want
go to the clerk of the court, man, and just give the details. Someone can do some reverse engineering.
Yeah,
let's try that, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that, man. I appreciate it, and yeah, this is my first deal that I'm getting into. Like the first one I got under contract. I've been doing it like really hitting it hard for like 35 days. I was watching y'all for a little bit, maybe like 2 months prior to that. So yeah, man, I thank y'all for getting me in the door with the knowledge. You know what I mean? So we got this one under contract at 35. We're selling it at 65. Well, I say word, but I got it under contract for 35, selling it at 65, and we have the buyer lined up. The buyer already put up the earnest money. We just waiting on the title to clear.
All right, man. Do it, dude. You know what to do.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. Tupu.
Hi, Zach.
Hi, what's up?
Oh my gosh, it's like talking to God himself. Just kidding. No. Anyways, thank you for your time. I appreciate it so much. I know you could be doing something else at this time of your life, but you've dedicated to help us. So I know some other realm, they're probably building a kingdom for you. Anyways, a question for you. I'm taking the free wholesaling course right now for free. And I came across, I think it's like the specials you and your dad were going over about special financing. And I have a family friend that I'm trying to help with their situation. Your dad was explaining something about, um, as far as you still apply the skills of being a wholesaler to the seller. I guess I'm kind of tied up with the part where, if the seller is asking for at least 3 or 5 grand down to cover up any behind payments, and I have to look for the seller, I mean the end buyer on that as well, right? So at the end of the deal, who owns the?
So go to freeholding.com. You're either talking about a subject to,
Yes.
owner financing,
Hmm.
a wrap, wholesaling one of those. I'll just give you the honest truth. I don't like and I hate doing any type of deals with family members or friends. I just don't do it.
Right.
It's just a general rule I have. I just don't feel good about it, and that's not what I do.
Right.
Because I just don't do it, right? You can. So you go through the course, ma'am. But like, is it a owner financing or is it a subject to? Like, is there equity in the deal, or do you not know
Well,
that? I can explain that too.
I haven't gotten that far, but I know the situation as we were talking about it the other day.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see if I can guide her to another person, for a solution for her if I'm not, the one to help her in that part. But I'm trying to see, so who at the end of the day is going to be the one the property is subject to? Will it be the wholesaler or the end buyer?
It will be the end buyer for if you're doing a subject to deal.
Hmm.
At the end of it, depends how they do it because there's a lot of ways around it.
Right.
It would probably be the person taking over the subject to. It depends if there's a deed, land trust, whatever they do. There's a million ways around it, but it would be the end person at the end of the day that actually deals with it.
I see. Okay. That
How much
clears.
does the person owe on the property?
They did a traditional financing through the bank.
How much do they owe?
I'm assuming around 5K, 5, 6.
They owe $6,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they owe, and they just can't make the payments.
Yeah. I guess she's like behind a couple months or so.
I would probably wholesale that. That doesn't seem like an owner financing to me.
Really?
How much is the property worth?
I looked it up on Redfin and they bought it for 315. It is now estimated at, I think, 370, 350.
Why don't they just list it on the market?
So
You get the most
that's
for it.
right. That's part of what Rick was going through, and I believe they fall under where they don't have the money up front to cover like realtor
See,
fees and
I
all
think
that.
you're getting this wrong. It doesn't cost their own money to pay for the realtor. It's only when it's sold.
Okay,
So I think listing the property is going to be the best case for it.
for the best case, right? Okay,
I think you're really trying to find a way to make money off of this. And I don't know if your friends want a quick cash offer. They might just want the most for it.
right.
Just being
Okay,
honest.
yeah.
I
Well,
actually
yeah,
do this all the time with my deals. Like I think it's best if you just get the most out of it. It doesn't sound like you actually need to sell this thing quick. You don't
right.
owe a lot. There's no impending payments. Like,
Mhm.
are they behind? Like, how much behind on payments are they?
Well, I talked to her because I started reading into all this wholesaling thing, and I said, I'm expanding my knowledge in the real estate game, and I can refer her to a few people who are probably local doing creative financing. And she said they first got I believe, their first demand letter, as far
Okay.
as right now. So I don't know how deep they are in
Maybe they
there.
can list it. I don't know. Maybe they should sell it for cash, right? If
Right.
you're going to do it, you can either give them a cash offer for it and try to find a cash buyer. There's a
Okay.
million ways around this, but do what's best for them.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to ask first, because I want to make
Yeah.
sure.
It's better
I
come out here and ask than not know, right? I would
Right.
probably go to freeholding.com. There is
Okay.
a part on there called pre-foreclosures. Go through
Okay.
that section.
Okay.
It'll kind of give you some knowledge that you can give back to them.
Right.
Gotcha.
Okay. And then one more question before I
Of
let you
course.
go. I don't want to have to be greedy here, but there was as far as wholesaling, I wanted to see. I'm gonna paint the picture with you. I'm going in with the seller, I mean the buyer, to view the property. How do the best? I think another guy before me asked already, but do I sign the contract ahead of time with the end buyer, or he has to see the property first before he signs?
So he has to see the property before he buys it. Because
Okay.
I mean, if he's going to put $300,000 to buy the property, he should
Right.
look at it, right?
Okay.
It just makes sense. So yeah,
Right.
that's why we do it. They need to see it first. Go through freeholding.com. It'll explain it.
Okay.
Do me a favor. You know what? Go through freeholding.com, then hop back and write down your questions, and I'll go through. If there's 50 of them, I'll go through 50. If there's 20, I'll go through 20. Okay?
Okay.
But I
Awesome.
promise you, if you list 100 questions out, you go through the course, you're probably going to knock out 90% of them.
Yeah.
But you're
I'm
probably going to have 10
almost
really
done.
good questions, and I'm here to help.
Okay. Perfect.
You asked
Thank you
really good
so much.
questions today. Can't wait to see you back.
Alrighty. Thank you.
All right. Perfect. All right. Hello. Percival. Hello. Anyone home?
Hey,
There
can
you
you hear
go.
me?
Loud
Yeah.
and clear. What is up?
Hey, actually, I don't really have a question, but my thing is, right, I'm usually doing the agent outreach, but right now I want to switch it up to whereas what you guys do with the foreclosure stuff and the code violation stuff. So I'm in New York, but I'm wholesaling, well, virtual wholesaling in New Jersey. So my
Where in
thing is for
Jersey?
me, around Trenton side, because I feel the prices is more reasonable over that side.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm either wrong to do it in that area, but they got new work too, which is good too, but I don't know.
Yeah, not a bad area. I mean, I don't see any problem in it.
So like as far as the pre foreclosure and the code violation, that's the stuff I'm trying to think about getting to try to, call them sellers and see what can happen.
So have you gone to freehosting.com?
hmm Oh, and click on the pre foreclosure like you told that lady just now.
Perfect. What marketing channel are you looking to do the pre-foreclosures and code violations with?
Wholesaling.
Like what marketing channel? Door
What you mean?
knocking, bandit
Oh
signs,
no, cold calling.
cold calling. So I would go through freehosting.com
Mm-hmm.
because when you go through the thing, when you look at the pre-foreclosure module, the
Yeah.
first thing I say is don't cold call pre-foreclosures.
Oh, don't call.
So I don't want to
Okay,
say this in a
gotcha.
mean way, but you said you went through it. I can tell you probably haven't just by hearing this.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I haven't. Yeah, I haven't do that route before.
Why did you say you went through it?
Huh?
You clearly haven't gone through it. Why did you say you go through the whole course?
No, I didn't go through the whole course.
Go
I've
through the whole
been through
course, man.
a couple of them, so I actually learned like couple of things from there.
You gotta watch all of them, dude.
Okay, got you. All right, I guess I'm gonna have to do that. So my next question is too. I mean, I'll be getting the deals, but the thing is, the last deal that I end up with, I end up finding a cash buyer, and what the problem was with that, every time when you're supposed to close, he end up try to ask for 2 more weeks or another week and another week, and it turns out like the whole deal just fall through, and the inspection period already passed. So my thing is the deposit that I had to the title, how like possible to maybe get that back if possible.
You just get it back. Just ask for it. Is it the
My
cash buyer's EMD or is it your EMD?
both mines and the cash buyer.
What contract are you using for the assignment? Are you using my contract or somebody else's?
I think if it's not, I'm
Mine,
not sure.
yes
I
or
don't.
no?
No, I'm not sure. I don't want to say
You're
yes
not
and it's
sure.
not.
So if you're not using my contract, you could be screwed out of the deal because you're using somebody else's contract. You're not using mine, so you're kind of out of
Oh,
luck.
okay.
Dude.
So with that, with that said, like the earnest deposit money, I should just leave
Depends
that
upon
there.
my contract. I didn't write it, so I have no idea.
Oh, damn.
I would go to the title company and ask for it, but it depends on how it's legally written on the non-refundable EMD deposit from the cash buyer.
Okay, got you. But do I need to cancel anything with the agent or just
I would
try
probably,
to?
I give them written notice. So
Because
usually email or text is the best one.
okay, because I did try that. I even send a email to the agent with the termination, and she said I
You
need.
just got to send it. That's it.
No, I did send it to her, and she's seen it, but she said they ain't go. The
You
guys,
sent it.
I mean,
That's it. You cancel out of it. You're good to go. If it's within your inspection period, you're fine.
okay, but what if it's out of the inspection period? That's what I'm saying.
So you're trying to get out of the contract outside of the inspection period.
Right, just for me to get
Bro,
back that earnest
dude,
deposit money.
you could lose the whole EMD now because you didn't go to freewholesaling.com. You learned how to actually wholesale the right way. Bro, you're getting
Okay.
terrible info, man. How much EMD do you got?
No, I didn't got. I had like 500, and the
You're
buyer had,
really big risk of losing $500, homie. This is not good.
and the seller had like 1,000. I was supposed to get more than that from him, but
Dude, come on. All right. You're going to have to go to the title company and just ask for your EMD back. You just got to be a little more forthcoming with it.
got you.
Just ask and tell me what happens. But dude, you really, you got to look in the mirror. We got to change what you're doing, man.
Yeah, I know I did messed up, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
This is the first time you ever talked to me.
Yeah.
If you talked to me before, I would have really cut all this really bad stuff out. And I'm telling you, I legit want the best. I hope you know, I'm not saying this, but I want the best for you.
I got you. I know you do. You
And
always
I
want the
think,
best for your peoples and your viewers.
and I really think you're
viewers.
getting really bad info, whatever you're doing. So you
Mhm.
go through freewholesaling.com. When I talk about contracts, the problems you literally stated could have all been solved there. So let's clean up this issue. Go to the title company.
You know, I really, I think I did use your contract to tell you the truth, because I think it was yours I downloaded, and yeah, it was yours I used it. Yeah.
Good. Still,
hmm
I'm sorry, but you need to try to get a title company to get that EMD back. You got to be within that inspection period. That's the number one thing we talk about. And then
Okay.
number two, give the
So what?
cancellation, show that you did it, and try to get it back.
And what about the earnest deposit that the buyer put up? Yeah, I know this
If
a
you're
tough
canceling
one.
out of it, they're probably going to give it back, but it's a wash. So just do that.
Okay, cool, got you. All right, man. Thanks, man.
All right, have a good one.
Yeah.
Guys, I said it once, I said it twice, and I'll say it a million times. All right. If you want to get guru results, do what the gurus say. Because there's a simple equation. Gurus equal broke. That's why they're begging for your money. That's why they go hands and knees and say, please give me $30 and I'll teach you. Just give me $30 because they got no money. Okay, you don't see me on my hands and knees begging for money right now, okay? I don't need your stupid money, all right? I don't need that guru stuff, all right? Make plenty of money wholesaling. I don't like money. I only like my money when it comes from a title company, okay? And checks, passive income and stuff. But if you want to get good results and you're going from a guru, you're going to get guru results, and guru results suck. They're terrible. Trash info. What do you think is going to happen when you listen to a guru? You're going to lose out your EMD. You're going to do all these things. So stop. Stop listening to these broke gurus. Because when you listen to broke gurus, you're going to have problems like some of these people today have had. And I'll help you out with the problems. I will. But we got to cut it out. Use my contracts. Use my info. I don't give you this info because I feel like it's good for me. It makes me feel good at night. I do it because I legit know it's best for you. So you don't get the bad problems. So get away from a guru, go to freehosting.com, and let's make 100K this year. Let's do it. Knowledge, consistency, let's get it up. And I'll see you guys soon. So we'll have Rick. Rick's on his channel tomorrow, so looking forward to that. And so if you guys want to watch him, he's on his Rick Ginn YouTube channel. So check him out tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So appreciate it, guys. Go out here and make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe, and go to freehosting.com.